Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Joey, you're watching VegasDtech, and today we have a VegasDtech e-bike review. And today we're working with a company called KingBull, and we're gonna be taking a look at their new bike here called the Literider. The KingBull Literider currently sells for $16.99, and it's on sale right now for $999. It comes with a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery, 3 amp hour fast charger, up to 50 miles of range, 750 watt motor with 1300 watts of peak power. It can go 28 miles per hour, can hold 400 pound capacity, 71 pound bike. It comes with 20 by 4 inch CST BFT all-terrain tires, hydraulic brakes. It also includes hydraulic forks with 80 millimeters of travel with 180 millimeter rotors. Included is an accessory kit with a foot pump, mirrors, a phone holder, combo lock for security, and bungee straps. So let's have a look at some of these features up close. Starting with the battery here, guys, you're gonna be able to release it with the key and it'll come right out like this. And it does show that it is a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. And you will be able to check it out here hitting this button, and you'll see the light bars come out here to show you how much power is actually in the battery. There is an on-off switch that is located right here on the side that you'll switch on prior to starting the bike. And it fits right into this little slot right here onto the side and locks right in place. The charging receptacle will be on the other side right in there. Coming over to the hub motor, it's going to be 750 watt with a 1300 watt peak, 7-speed Shimano cassette with a Shimano Torney derailleur, anti-corrosive chain, 48 tooth sprocket with dual-sided chain guards so that this chain doesn't just flip off on you, and it protects your pants. Does also include folding pedals. Coming over to the cockpit, guys, you're gonna have standard bar grips, a half throttle, 7-speed thumb index shifter by Shimano, very smooth core ride hydraulic brake system that's tied in to the 180 millimeter rotors. You're also gonna get these cool Mozo USA hydraulic forks, which has preload adjustment on the left-hand side, and you're gonna have your dampening adjustment on the right. Coming over to the right, guys, you're gonna have your standard barrel grip. You're gonna have your headlight button right here. As you hit that, it also comes with a very loud horn. When you cut the power on, you're gonna come back and you're going to get your tail lights, and of course with the tail lights you will also get the brake light integrated. I always like it when they have these integrated tail lights and brake lights. Running across to the cockpit here, guys, like I said, headlights, horn. You're gonna have your power assist levels here, up and down, your power button, and you're gonna come over here to your display. Very nice display, simple but effective, and it's a color display. Kind of difficult to see here, you know, in the direct sunlight, and I apologize for it flashing like that. That's just the frame rate of the camera. But you're gonna be able to adjust your pedal assist levels here by just bumping it all the way up to 5, which will give you 28 miles per hour. I do like how it has the energy bar reading across the top. It's going to show your miles per hour, and down here on this, if you just toggle through with your power button, you're going to see your total miles ridden, your trip meter, your volts, 53 volts, guys. It's very nice that they were able to provide the voltage in addition to the bar here. That way the two of them will give you a good indication as to how much power you actually truly have in your battery. Sometimes you can't go with these bars because if you're on the throttle for long periods of time, this bar is going to drop down and come back up due to battery sag, and you just don't know how to range your ride when this thing is fluctuating up and down. But with this guy right here, you get a very good indication of what you truly have as far as power. Coming to the back here, guys, I do like that it comes with this bike rack. I normally prefer any bike that has a bike rack because I use a bag, and in my bag I keep all my camera gears, drinks, and so forth for my ride that I'll be on. And it comes with these plastic fenders. Some people like the metal fenders. I prefer the plastic ones because they don't make noise as they vibrate. And it has this little cutout right here. Normally when you have a metal fender and this thing smacks into it, it makes that clang clang sound. But they did this nice little cutout. And once again, you got plastic front and rear fenders. This is a folding style e-bike. Let me show you what exactly that looks like. To fold the bike, it's pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and start with the top by unlocking the top handlebar, folding it down. Then you'll just pop this thing in half. And bringing it around. And that's what it looks like in the folded position. Alrighty guys, so now that we've taken a look at some of the features and specs of this bike, let's go ahead and jump on it and see how she performs. Alrighty guys, so we are on the KingBull Literider, and my overall impressions on this bike, riding it around the past couple of days, I have reviewed a couple of other bikes that are very similar in the build and styling design of this style bike, and I believe the Mach Wheel and Sahamo both had ones that were very similar to this. So when I actually seen this KingBull Literider being advertised, I was like, you know what, this would be an interesting bike to review. I very much like this style of bike. I love the step through design, very easy to get on and off if you're doing a lot of that, you know. I just like the size of it. Yes, you know, the big 26-inch bikes, they ride very comfortable, like, you know, Cadillacs. But for me, the 20-inch bikes like this, if they're designed correctly, they ride just like a big bike. Now this one right here rides like a bigger bike because the handle right here, you can actually extend it to have the handlebars much higher or lower. And then of course, when you combine that with the seat, you have all these different configurations, and I'm very comfortable on this bike. Plus, I like the idea that, you know, it is foldable. I happen to have a truck, so, you know, transporting a larger bike is not a big deal right now. But I remember when I only had my Matrix, and I was relegated to only being able to ride folding bikes. And so I've always been very partial to, you know, the folding bike style, which this one is. Also, the hydraulic forks that we have on the front right here, I've never heard of that brand, but it's got the dual fork adjustments on the front, one for the preload and one for your dampening, so it does ride very well. It takes bumps really well and allows you to just glide over all of these big dips like this one that we're about to come to right now. Sucks it right down and pulls me right up out of it, no issues at all. However, this does not have any kind of suspension in the back, but when you're riding around on a 4-inch wide tire, the tire actually becomes your suspension. So overall, solid ride quality. Now, when we talk about the overall speed, Class 3, this is something that I really like about this bike too, is that it is, I don't know, I went all over the website looking for what the torque rating was on this, and I couldn't find it. But it does perform like an 80 Newton meter torque, so it does climb relatively well, and it accelerates very well. So like we're about to come up onto this bridge here. This is a 4-degree incline. We're holding 28 miles per hour, 26, coming up the incline across the bridge right now. And the power is solid, and the climbing strength is strong. Coming down the backside here, we'll gather a little bit more speed, and then we got a wide open dash to the finish line down this quarter-mile stretch. And the miles per hour right now is saying 30.8, and doing the GPS on my phone, the difference on this was about 0.5 to 1 miles per hour, so we are pretty close. So throttle only right now, guys, I'm seeing 29.8 to 30 miles an hour. And like I said, if you've got a half a mile per hour to 1 mile per hour, you're getting a solid 28, 29 miles per hour. Right now I'm on the flat. You're gonna have no problems with the speed. One thing I did find, you know, rather interesting on this here is I always wanted to know at what point do you lose pressure on the pedals. And even when I drop the power assist or pedal assist down to, like, say, a respectable medium number 3, you lose your ability to keep pressure on your pedals at about 16 miles an hour. You start just ghost pedaling, and at that point you're going to be on your throttle the entire time. All right, guys, so we're pretty much throttle only. We're going to be doing an incline here. This is going to be a 5% slope coming up the backside of the bridge here, and I've got the throttle wide open, and we're holding 29.1 miles per hour climbing. Solid climber, guys. The power on this is perfect. I mean, sometimes you forget that you're actually on a bicycle, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, wait a minute, man, this is a bicycle, not an electric motorcycle, but the power that it gives you is just phenomenal. We're gonna go ahead and get on the brakes here and make a wide turn on it. Turns just perfect. Coming around the bend here off the bridge. Brakes are nice and quiet. Man, I tell you, I don't know how they did it. Hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter rotors, big fat CST 4-inch tires, all of the integrated lights, tail lights, brake lights, horn, everything all included, and they were able to get it down from $16 to $999, man. This is definitely bang for your buck for sure. Coming through a roundabout here, guys, if you're pedaling, you're gonna have to be careful because your pedal can actually hit the ground. I just hit the ground here shortly trying to pedal through a roundabout, so be careful if you're coming through turns pedaling, because I did actually drag pedal on that turn coming through the roundabout. So we're gonna head on over to the incline test here to actually test and see how good the bike does coming up grades. Alrighty, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and take the Literider up the incline test. This is a 4-degree incline switchback. So it's gonna be 4 degrees this way and another 4 degrees back the other way. And any bike that can do more than 12 miles per hour going up these guys here, I consider them a strong climber. So let's go ahead and take Literider up there and see just how well she performs. All right, guys, from dead stop, here we go. We're at 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh, we hit 16 miles per hour on that, guys. I'm telling you right now, this bike can climb 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14.9, guys, ran out of room, 14.9. So absolutely, guys, like I said, I don't know what the torque is on this bike. I couldn't find it in the manual, but I would say definitely every bit of 80 Newton meters of torque can climb like a monster. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and do the brake test down here. As you guys have seen in some of my other reviews, 4-degree incline, now we got a 4-degree decline. I trust these brakes here, the 180 millimeter with the hydraulic brakes. We're gonna go ahead and run down here. I try to get the bike up to about 20 miles per hour, then we slam on the brakes before we end up going over the end of the guardrail. So let's take a look at this. Ready, set, go. 10, 17, 20 right here, guys. 20 miles per hour, man. Brakes have no problem. Very strong brakes. The lockup was immediate. Fishtail in the back. You can just see the brakes right here on the ground for the full lockup. I start the lockup at the pad, and the pad runs about 30-40 feet, and we locked it up right here. So automatically, we just skidded the whole way. And this is what we had left before going off and over the side. And we'll do another one down here. Instead of going over the side here, we just got a wall. So we hit 20 here. Woo! Yes, sir. No problem here, guys. The only problem that I have right here, guys, is the sliding. It comes to a stop, but man, I had to fishtail it and kick the rear end out just to make sure that I didn't hit the wall. But brakes, guys, 100%. Alrighty guys, so now it comes time to talk about the pros and cons of the KingBull Literider. What are the things that I liked and what are the things that I didn't care for? The number one thing that I love about this bike is just going to be the style of it, guys. I love the style, the black on white, absolutely beautiful. I love those big CST, BFT, nice mags on it. It's just buff and robust. I like the fact that it rides big. The ability for me to utilize this guy here to drop and raise the handlebars up high and low gives me the ability to adjust my comfort level on this bike. If I need, more, distance in my seat, I bring it up, or if I need less distance in my handlebars, I can lower it down. But the configuration of those two gives me many different variations, and I ride as a 6 foot tall rider. I ride on this bike very comfortable. The next thing you gotta love about this bike is the fact that it is a true 28 miles per hour class 3. You absolutely are not gonna have any problems hitting that 28 miles per hour, and it is GPS verified that it's within a half a mile to 1 mile per hour. So when you look at the speedometer here and you see it saying 30, you're within 29 to 29.5 miles per hour, and the ability for it to accelerate, it accelerates quick and it climbs great. Like I said, guys, on the incline, the 4-degree incline, and on the incline test that we did up by the bridge, I told you already, in all my tests, any bike that can climb that thing over 12 miles per hour is an excellent bike, and this bike hit almost 15 miles per hour climbing. So torque and power, no issues. So after 12 miles, guys, I charged this thing up to full. I rode it for 12 miles, and the energy bar is still showing full. And if we go down here, it looks like the voltage is still right around 51 volts. So it is holding good power, and I was using nothing but throttle the entire time. So as far as battery on this, guys, battery is stout. I'm just astounded that KingBull was able to get this bike for the price of $999. Now, I do know that it originally was listing for $1699, and I don't know how long that's going to be out there for, but for $999, you betcha this bike is absolutely worth it. If you like performance, guys, and you like power, that to me is the high points on this bike. This also comes with free accessories, guys. It comes with a foot pump, a phone holder, a combination lock, and bungee cords to wrap cargo around, and it's all provided included with the $999 asking price. So that's what I liked about the bike. Now, what is the thing that I disliked about the bike? Guys, as far as the things that I disliked on this bike, guys, I loved everything on this bike except one thing. And the one thing was how it folds. It is so tight. I know that when these things get painted here, the paint gets into those hinges, and the hinge is gonna make it very tight to fold, but I'm finding that the cables inside of it are very tight, and man, it makes a lot of noise, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and show you what I mean. All right, guys, so I know that the bike is new, and on a new bike, you gotta break it in, but you're gonna see, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. Now, folding this handlebar down is not a problem. Getting it up is a fight. But when you break this thing open right here and I try to fold it, this is what I get. Check it out. And my God, man, that is just a lot of noise, man, a whole lot of noise. And my big concern on this thing here is how tight are these cables being stretched? You know what I mean? And they feel really, really tight. I'm not really I'm not really liking how tight these cables are inside and just how tight that hinge is. And I'll put it back together for you, but you guys heard that noise. Now, locking the bottom wasn't too hard. Getting the handle up here is not too bad, but getting this thing back together, you really got to put some muscle into it to lock it together. But yeah, that was my only concern right there, is how much tension was on those power cables when I was trying to fold up the bike. I don't know if maybe that's a one-off situation, but I don't want to mess with it. I didn't want to try to go in there and mess with any of the cables, alter it, or do anything like that. As a reviewer, my responsibility is to test these bikes as it comes to me right out of the box, and that was my only major concern, is just how tight the cables were and that noise from the folding latch. Like I said, I think that noise that you heard there was just that the latch is brand new and the paint is binding inside the hinge, and it's making all that noise, guys. But that was the only thing that I had that I did not like about the bike, is the way that it folds. So guys, that was a real quick review of the KingBull Literider. Like I said, this thing is on sale down from $16.99, currently $9.99. And I believe when I went to the website last, they had a additional $50 coupon off for your initial purchase, if you want to take a look at that and see what that's all about. If you like this KingBull Literider, guys, link to this website will be located down in the description box. Have a look at this thing, see if you like it. I'm really surprised that KingBull was able to provide all the features that you get on this bike. They didn't miss a beat on this here, folks. For the $9.99 sale price, man, go down to that website, have a look. Any additional promo codes that I can give to you will be linked down in the description box. And guys, that is it. That is everything that I have for you for this real quick review of KingBull Literider. Thank you for coming out with me today and having a look, guys. And I will catch you guys back here on the next review. You guys be well now. Take care. Bye.